A teacher mocked my kid because I was a garbage collector, so I got her teaching license revoked. I've been working for the city sanitation department for 12 years, make $85,000 a year with overtime, full benefits, pension, the whole deal. My son Tommy started 3rd grade this year at the local elementary school. Kid was excited about everything. New backpack, new shoes, couldn't wait to meet his teacher. First few weeks went great. Tommy came home talking about math games and science experiments. Then they had career day coming up and kids were supposed to bring a parent to talk about their job. Tommy asked me immediately, made me practice my presentation about how sanitation workers keep cities healthy and prevent disease. He thought the garbage truck was the coolest thing ever. Week before career day, Tommy came home quiet. Said his teacher, Mrs. Diane, told him maybe his mom should come instead since she worked in an office. His mom and I are divorced but co-parent fine. She works part-time as a receptionist. Tommy wanted me there because he loved hearing about the trucks and routes. I told him I'd be there no matter what. The day before career day, I got a call from Mrs. Diane. She said she was concerned about my presentation. Asked if I could maybe say I worked in waste management or environmental services instead of saying garbage collector. Said some parents might be uncomfortable. I asked why anyone would be uncomfortable. She said we needed to maintain certain standards and appearances. I said I'd present honestly about my job. She sighed and said she hoped I'd dress appropriately at least. Career day arrived and I wore my work uniform. Clean and pressed, but still my uniform. Tommy was so proud when I walked in. Other parents were there in suits and medical scrubs and business clothes. Mrs. Diane's face when she saw me was pure disgust. She put me last on the presentation list. Every other parent went first. The doctor, the lawyer, the marketing executive, even the stay-at-home mom who talked about managing a household. When it was finally my turn, Mrs. Diane introduced me as Tommy's father who worked in the sanitation field. Not my name, not my actual job title. Tommy corrected her immediately and said his dad was a garbage collector. Mrs. Diane actually told the class that garbage collector wasn't the preferred term. I did my presentation anyway, showed pictures of the trucks, explained how we keep the city clean, talked about recycling. The kids loved it, asked tons of questions about the truck controls and what weird stuff I'd found. Tommy was beaming. Mrs. Diane cut me off after 10 minutes saying we were out of time, even though the lawyer had talked for 20. After that day, things got worse for Tommy. Mrs. Diane started making comments. When Tommy forgot his homework, she said maybe his dad couldn't help him with it anyway. When teaching about community helpers, she said some jobs were more important than others while looking at Tommy. During a lesson on hygiene, she said some people's parents worked dirty jobs, and those kids needed to wash extra careful. Tommy started coming home crying. Other kids began repeating what Mrs. Diane said, calling his dad the trash man, saying he probably smelled bad. Tommy stopped wanting me to pick him up from school. I reached out to Mrs. Diane for a meeting. She said she was too busy but sent an email saying Tommy seemed sensitive lately, and maybe he needed counseling. Suggested his home situation might be affecting him. The home situation where his dad was a garbage man. I went to the principal who said Mrs. Diane was a respected teacher with 20 years experience. Said kids could be cruel, and it probably wasn't about my job. Told me Tommy might be misinterpreting things. Then I discovered something interesting. Mrs. Diane had been claiming she had a master's degree in education from a prestigious university, had it on her classroom wall and everything. But when I checked with the university, they had no record of her graduating. She'd attended but never finished. Her teaching license was based on false credentials she'd submitted 20 years ago. I compiled everything. The false degree, the discriminatory comments witnessed by multiple parents, the emotional distress caused to my son. Gave it all to a friend who worked at the school board. Also gave it to a reporter who'd been investigating credential fraud in the district. The story broke the same week as the school's big fundraising gala. Full story on channel, link below.